If you and your spouse are expecting a baby, you've probably been told that your prenatal appointments, ultrasounds, lab work, they're monitoring everything important for your child's development. But what if I told you that there's a more critical system for your baby's lifelong health? And that's really their nervous system. And there's not a lot of ways to measure that, but we're going to talk about one today. Now, this nervous system starts developing at just 3 to 4 weeks into pregnancy, super early, before most women even know they're pregnant. And it's the one thing that most prenatal care never really measures or looks at. What's even more shocking is the umbilical cord that connects the physical and emotional attachment is very much controlled by that nervous system. It's delivering nutrients and oxygen and acting as that, just call it an electrical power cord that transmits just either stress or anxiety or the opposite, calm and goodness and peace, right? So every moment of either goodness or stress you're experiencing is literally rewiring and working with that baby's developing nervous system in ways that can impact their health for decades to come. That's what we want to talk about in this video. And that's why I want to give you 4 main reasons to look beyond some of the tests and look at these important reasons of why the nervous system is really key to your babies and your infants' optimal health throughout pregnancy and that prenatal period. Now, the nervous system is one of the first basic systems to develop in your baby because it's the master controller of all of the development. It helps the organ formation, immune development, even genetic expression. So it all really works together, and it's the one that is the quarterback or the coach calling the plays of everything. When the nervous system develops optimally during these critical early weeks, it sets a foundation for good digestive function, immune response, emotional regulation, and cognitive development throughout your child's entire life. And I'm not over-exaggerating here. This is why prenatal care that only focuses on genetics, lab work, and some of those basic biochemical measurements is really missing the most important piece of the puzzle, the system that's actually coordinating all of the development that you're really worried about. Here's where we go a little bit deeper with it. And here's the connection between that stress and fetal neurological development. And this is where we get in again to that umbilical cord that serves more than just a pathway for nutrients. It's that electrical connection that I talked about between your nervous system, moms, and the baby's developing nervous system. Now, when you experience chronic stress, anxiety, or overwhelm during pregnancy, your sympathetic nervous system starts to activate. Sympathetics just are the stress side, the gas pedal side, the protection side, the side that goes when we have a lot going on, and who doesn't have a lot going on right now in today's world. But these sympathetic nervous system signals are transmitted directly to your baby, potentially disrupting that delicate developmental process happening in their brain and nervous system. It's pushing them to more stress too, right? So it's like, if you're moving, they're moving. If you're going, you're going. If your emotions are high, their emotions might be high. This explains why higher levels of maternal distress from either work stress, relationship challenges, or even the medicalized approach to prenatal care itself can alter fetal neurodevelopment and show up as health challenges later in life. Here's what's interesting though. This isn't just on mom. This is on dads too. They've actually done a number of studies that have measured when a dad is present or a dad is using a louder voice or there's more energy in the room, that can actually change the emotions of baby. It's crazy cutting edge research, but there is a massive role that both parents play in this development. Now, the third big reason that we look at the nervous system, and I want to look at it through a lens of something we measure that nervous system for, is the technology we look at to determine where that stress level is at, right? It's one thing to know that we've got it, right? There might be stress in our lives. There's stress in everybody's lives. But we use this technology called heart rate variability to be really a game changer in prenatal care because that testing can measure the balance and the function of this nervous system. It gives us insight into both your neurological health and baby's neurological development. So think of HRV as that measuring that battery power of your nervous system, how much resilience and energy and reserve you have while you're pregnant. That's super key to keep your energy and development up. But then also it measures the balance in your nervous system, the way it regulates all the vital function, the way it regulates emotions. Studies are actually showing a direct correlation between maternal maternal HRV and fetal HRV. So there's a correlation here. The higher your HRV or heart rate variability is, the more energy you have and the reserve you have there, it's better fetal development, reduce of a lot of the preterm birth struggles, a lot of improved autonomic functions when kids are born, which is essentially eating, sleeping, and pooping. Those are your big autonomic functions, and how many of us want that for our new babies? So here's where we get to this number 4 of where neurologically focused prenatal care can really optimize the development. So we went through what it is, where the stress is, how to measure it, but really it can maximize development by, instead of waiting for the problem to develop or to see it really in one of those tests, neurologically focused prenatal chiropractic care uses gentle neurotonal adjustments to help rebalance mom's autonomic nervous system. Dads too, if they want it, that will help. Helps optimize the vagus nerve function throughout pregnancy. It addresses that nervous system dysfunction before it impacts fetal development, keeping your nervous system in a more relaxed rest and digest state. Now, we can help create this optimal neurological environment for your baby's growth and development, but it really depends, again, on the stress that's coming at you. So if there's a lot of stress coming at you, well, then it's even more important to add in more things that are gonna help your nervous system. Now, the improvements expecting moms typically notice include better sleep, improved digestion, reduced pregnancy-related discomfort, increased energy, and really most important, you see the benefit in the HRV, and then that leads to, a more predictable just peace of mind that, hey, baby, and the correlation between our nervous system is that much better. So if you have more questions on this, if you have more questions on how, gosh, helping me as a mom or me as a dad can really help baby, we would love to chat, because the nervous system is so amazingly powerful, and we want you to feel so empowered entering this new phase of your life. If this is your first child, you're probably a little more stressed than if it's your third or fourth, but either way it can help, and we want to be here along that journey with you. So click the link in our bio to learn more about prenatal chiropractic care, neurological chiropractic care, because that is the big difference to really get to the root cause, is focus on that nervous system. Thanks, everybody.